It could be the mic too.
Trent, I think it's not you. Oh my God, he started. Let me fix it. I got it.
It's all right. We got time. We can let people come in, and I gotta fix these two things real quick. I'm trying to just fix them.
Jesus, mother. Speak.
What's up? Check.
No.
Check. And that shit. Okay.
Maybe it is you.
It could be. Anything is possible. Let me check my mic and make sure it's still working. No, it's not me. It's not me. Because my mic is picking everything up. So it's not me.
I can't hear you.
It's not me.
It's not. Your mic is moving, right? That's what you're saying? Like it's moving? Give me a second.
Technical difficulties, y'all. Will be starting in just a minute.
Yeah, I should just not mess with it. It's fine.
You heard? You can hear now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was going to say make sure your sound output on your computer is turned to the right place because sometimes...
That's what I was like moving. I was like, because this is also a speaker. So I was like moving it from here and then I moved it over here. So I was testing the sound and it was coming off of the computer, but I couldn't hear you. So I was like, that's weird. But I got it.
I'm very confused by this. Oh, snap. I put... Huh? Who is... What am I missing? What don't I have? 1,
what do you need?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know who I forgot.
This? Is this what you forgot?
Never that, Genie.
Baboni.
I forgot to put... I forgot about Julius Randle.
Who?
Don't do that.
He a nobody.
What? I can't spell worth nothing today. What is going on? Am I okay?
Being a teacher. Imagine being a teacher and not being able to spell.
Listen, I be spelling in English. I don't know. Or Spanish. I don't know how to... 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. See, now why do I have 11 there?
Thank you. Ruby did it. She got
your hair?
Yeah.
I was wondering who did it. I was going to say something.
Yeah, Ruby did. Because for a movie musical, you know, they needed an extra, whatever. So I have to play like this small role, and then I have to be like an extra dancer at a club, whatever. So they wanted to do like 2 different hairstyles. I was like, there's not much you can do with my hair, except maybe braid it. So they just braided it. Ruby was like, I'll try. She'll have to teach me. Well, I mean, it kind of works differently with people with curls like I do and naps.
I don't have nappy hair, Chini.
I know
don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Don't disrespect me like that, Chini, before I come over there and knock you out. I don't care. I ain't got nothing. I'm driving. I'm pulling up. What's up?
Like this.
Huh?
That's 3 times by Chris Brown.
What?
What you know about that?
Nothing, bro.
I know. She ain't mean it.
All right, let's get it started.
Relax, here.
Oh. Real quick.
I'm not.
Let me hit save. No, that ain't it. Hold on. Why do I keep messing up? There we go.
You're so impatient, yo.
Me?
Nah, Ruby Deanna. I can't braid other people's hair, so I need assistance. I mean, she could be some assistance.
What up, Durant? Oh, that's so.
I was about to do it, and you did it.
That's why too many. You know the saying, too many hands in the cookie jar is just too many people got the host control. What's up, Dwayne? Thanks for tuning in. Cheney, you ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it going, baby boy. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of AfroLatinos. This is your co-host, Aubyn.
And Chandler.
I was about to say, you forgot already what you're supposed to be doing. It's been a while since we... thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to... It's not our first live episode, but it's the first episode that's not super professional. And, you know what I'm saying? This episode in particular is just us doing what we love to do, just chatting it up. And today, we are going to be talking about all... I
said just chatting it up.
Oh. Did you put this up, Jeannie?
I did not. I don't know who that is. Well,
hi, Haley. She threw a like on the thing. Oh. So on this episode of AfroLatinos, Cheney and I are breaking down everything All-Star Weekend. So this weekend is NBA All-Star Weekend, and we're going to talk about everything from, midway point to the All-Star game to just all of our thoughts about the current NBA season. And so let's get started like this. Cheney, let me pull this up right quick. Let's talk about the standings right now in this moment in the NBA. So, you want to start with the East or the West, Cheney?
Whoever.
No, pick one. But you know what? West. We're gonna start with the Eastern Conference because you're a Celtics fan out there. So I'm gonna do you a favor and put up. Let's talk about the Eastern Conference. All right, here we go. So in the Eastern Conference, here are our current standings as they stand at All-Star Weekend. Here we go. Sitting at number 1, we have the 76ers, followed by the Nets, the Knucks. What I can't spell, that should be the Milwaukee Bucks. I apologize. Apparently I can't. I told you I can't read or spell today. I don't know what's good with me. I don't know who the Knucks are. The Bucks.
Hey, yo.
Hold on. Let me go on here. Let me go to this thing, and so I can stop looking like an idiot. Wait. Hold on. Watch this. Hold on. Where to draw it? I can't draw. I can't. I'm gonna just take that out real quick. You see what I'm saying? See how we do? Watch this. Oh, hold on. Get a letter in there. It's not. Hold on. What? Hey.
The 76ers at the top. They're not going anywhere, so it doesn't matter. I'm taking the. Hey, yo.
I can't believe I put that.
I'm taking the next 5.
Oh, that is. I hate everybody. I hate everybody. That is hilarious. The Knucks in 5. I'm dead.
The closest thing to Knucks is the Vancouver Canucks.
There you go. See, it's kind of fixed now. It's the Bucks in 3rd place.
The disgrace.
I'm so dead. What's funny because I was doing the All-Star lineups too, and I put Julius Randle instead of Julius Randle. I was spelling all types of people's names. I couldn't spell worth nothing. So we got the Celtics at number 4.
You gotta check his stuff, yo, before he even.
Somebody gotta proofread me, bro. Somebody proofread me. Apparently I can't spell nothing. I'm worried about when we get to the Western Conference. All right. Anyway, Celtics at 4, the Knicks at 5, Miami Heat at 6, the Hornets at 7, the Raptors at 8. So as we know in the NBA, the top 8 are who are in the playoffs. So these teams are currently in the hunt or out of the playoff picture right now. We got the Bulls, the Pacers, the Hawks, the Wizards, the Cavs, the Magic, and the Pistons. Cheney, which team who is in the playoffs, so out of the top 8, which team is the biggest surprise for you to be at the All-Star break and sitting in the playoff picture?
The Knicks. I'll tell you that right now.
Listen, the Knicks to even have won at least a game this season is very impressive. But yeah, sitting at number 5 too. So I mean, I don't think it's sustainable. I have no faith in them, but I would agree with you.
Yeah, and the Hornets, they're sitting at 7, but LaMelo's been cooking. So I didn't expect
LaMelo
him to
has
get
been
anywhere,
cooking. And everybody was talking about how trash they were to get Gordon Hayward with the crazy signing, like the crazy amount that they signed him for in the offseason. But it seems to be working out for him. So I'm with you, man. The Hornets and the Knicks probably up there for me too. I mean, there's not really a ton of surprises in the Eastern, at least in the Eastern Conference. The standings look like similar to how we probably would have predicted them. I think Miami's underperforming a little bit, coming from the NBA Finals to just sitting at 6, especially below the Knicks. Like that's kind of embarrassing.
And they haven't even changed anything. Like it's still like
no, it's for the most part the same team as last year. So they're underperforming a little bit. So maybe last year was a fluke. I guess we're going to find out if that's going to stay the same or if that's going to change. But yeah. So for you, Cheney, if you had to take a guess right now. Which team from the Eastern Conference is that? Jason Tatum? He's a Celtics fan too, Cheney. That's Austin. He was on the episode a couple weeks ago. He's a Celtics fan, and y'all are all crazy if you think Jason Tatum's winning MVP. So y'all on the good right now. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but I share some because there ain't nothing right with y'all.
I respect Jason Tatum as much as the next guy, but I wouldn't say nothing about no MVP.
That's a little crazy. That's a little too crazy. Cheney, who for you right now is the most likely from the people who are sitting on the outside looking in? What team from number 9 through 15 do you think is most likely to make the playoffs, and who are you replacing? So who in the top 8 is going to fall off, and who from outside the playoff picture you think is going to make it in the Eastern Conference?
I'm thinking the top 4 are pretty set, so it'd have to be anyone like between 5 and 8. Like, yeah,
I agree.
I mean, if he could go up and maybe like stay at 5, but like the Knicks, Hornets, and Raptors could easily like be moved. And I'm thinking because I see that the Wizards are kind of on a roll right now, so if they get in any sort of hot.
All it takes is Bradley Beal to start popping threes, and for Russell Westbrook to play like he did a couple years ago, then they might be all right.
They've won a lot of the past couple games that they've been playing, and I mean Bradley Beal has been putting work, playing like 40 points and still losing. That's tragic right there. But
it is truly a sad case. So
other than that,
So you're saying Joel Embiid's not winning MVP either, but it's okay. We'll let y'all think that.
If it does happen,
who's the last center to win MVP? Tim Duncan? Shaq? I mean, to be able to be a center and to be the MVP, you have to absolutely be destroying and dominating in every single matchup. Like when Shaq won it, and I guess Tim Duncan wouldn't count because he's a power forward, but when Shaq won it, like you couldn't touch Shaq. Like nobody was stopping him. I mean, Embiid can't stay healthy enough in a whole season usually to be able to dominate the league. Like if he's playing at 100% all the time, every single week, then I mean, absolutely sure he could get it. But I mean, I know he's been tearing it up like crazy lately, but I just don't think it's sustainable. I don't think his knees can handle it.
That's a hot take, Dwayne. That's a hot take.
That is a hot take. That is a hot take. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about the Raptors lineup, I would probably agree with that because they're consistent, but like he said, they're probably ending up trading Kyle Lowry, who's really the voice of reason and kind of the veteran voice on that team. And if he goes away, I mean, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? What do they have left? Siakam, and like I said with Embiid, if your center is the best player on your team, you're probably not winning anything. It's unlikely that you're going to win a championship if the center is the best player overall on your team. And I think that's what it looks like. And I don't actually know, is Siakam a power forward or a center?
Power forward.
Either way, he's a big man, and so if your big man's your best player on the team, unless you're like a Kevin Durant or a Giannis, where they're really a three, but they're just freakish athletes who can play every position. I mean, you're just not. You don't really have a chance. So do you?
I don't know what that
means. I think he thinks that they might drop out. Yeah, the Knicks. The team is fake. It doesn't exist. It's not.
They're not really.
I think he's saying that the Knicks probably will fall off towards the end of the season and they won't make the playoffs. I think that the team that has probably the best chance to make it, I don't know what their record is. I guess I could look that up, but I like the Hawks team. I think they have a lot of young talent, and I think that I don't know what they're missing, and they just fired their head coach, maybe that's going to help. I don't know. And maybe their record just puts them at too many games out right now. But I just like Trae Young a lot. I like Clint Capella. I think that they've got some good pieces in Atlanta that if they could just figure out how to play together, if they could get a coach who really knows what to do with them, I don't know. I think they can make some noise. So right now they are sitting, they are at 16-20. So they're only 2 games back from Toronto. So, Dwayne might be right. Maybe Toronto drops out and, any one of these teams could sneak in. But if I'm taking a pick in the Eastern Conference, I'm probably giving it to Atlanta. Any other thoughts? Did you pick a team that's coming up into the playoff picture?
Probably, yeah, the Wizards. Most of them. I mean, that's what I think.
Okay, maybe. The Wizards. All right, that's why I thought that's what you said. I just wasn't making sure.
Yeah.
All right, and from the Eastern Conference, now we're gonna jump over to the Western Conference and hope to God I figured out how to spell in this one.
Let me see. Jazz, Clippers, Blazers, Nuggets, Spurs, Mavericks.
I'm making sure, especially for the Nuggets, because if I spelled, I could have spelled, what I'm saying, I could have really messed that one though. All right, so same deal, Cheney. Thank you, Austin. I know what I'm talking about every once in a while. You feel me? So looking at the Western Conference standings, we got the Jazz, the Suns, the Lakers, the Clippers, Blazers, Nuggets, Spurs, Mavericks, Warriors. Those are the top 8 again in the playoffs right now. These teams are not in the playoffs. The Warriors, the Grizzlies, the Pelicans, Thunder, Kings, Rockets, and the Timberwolves. So Cheney, for you, what was my question the first time? The biggest surprise? What team is the biggest surprise in the playoff picture right now? Who's the biggest surprise for you?
I
guess best good surprise. Then we'll talk about the most disappointing.
Who the hell is in the Nuggets? Is that what Jokic is?
That's Jokic and Jamal Murray.
Oh yeah. Okay. I was like,
they were the number 2 seed last year.
So they're. I mean, Jamal deserves to be somewhere in the playoffs because he balls. Let's see. Biggest surprise.
It's got to be the Jazz, man. Right?
To be number 1, first of all.
Actually, and here's what's crazy. So really, the top 2 for the Jazz and the Suns to be at the top of the league right now. I mean, I know the Suns picked up Chris Paul, but they're fine. They didn't make the playoffs last year.
No,
the Suns record in 2020.
Yeah,
and now he's hurt, but
unfortunately,
the Phoenix Suns record. Let me see what their record was last year because they didn't play in the. Oh, did they play in the bubble last year?
The Suns?
Yeah,
because what's his face?
No, they were 10th. They were 10th in the Western Conference last year.
They played in a bubble though, because I remember Devin Booker had hit a buzzer beater.
But how did they get in? I'm confused.
You're asking great questions today. John Morant, my favorite player.
John Morant's absolutely my favorite player in the whole world. Well, besides LeBron, of course, but John Morant is my absolute favorite player to watch. He can do a little bit of everything. Crazy. But anyway, the Suns were 34-39 last season, and for them to get CP3 and old CP3 at that, and to be playing like they are right now, and to be second in the league, and especially in a division or in a conference where you've got to play LeBron, you've got to play Kawhi, you've got to play Damian Lillard. You got to play Luka Doncic. Like, you got to play all these great players in the West, and for them to be sitting at number 2 for the Suns. But even the Jazz, I mean, they got Donovan Mitchell, and I know he's been playing out of his mind the past couple seasons. And they got Rudy Gobert, who's every year defensive player of the year. But they don't really have any other superstar players that I think would like put them over the top. You know what I'm saying? So for them to really be at the top of their conference is crazy.
They must be playing very well together.
Yeah. What team is the biggest disappointment for you in the Western Conference this season, as of right now?
I'm not very surprised by the rankings on the. I mean, like,
really,
besides the Warriors, like, they shouldn't be down there, but like, they don't have Clay, and he's a really big weapon. Like, 'cause Curry could be shooting fantastic in a game, but like, it's usually Curry shooting like that and Clay shooting like that what leads them to like. So, and they just have Curry, so you can't really do a lot. But I do like James Wiseman. He's been learning a lot, so he's doing great there. Other than that, everybody who's done that deserves to be there. The Rockets don't have James Harden no more. They're not really anything.
And they got Oladipo, DeMarcus Cousins, but they're talking about Oladipo might get traded too before the trade deadline. So he just got traded. So poor guy, he can't pick a place and stay. It is a tragic case.
My father today said that there's this, and he wasn't talking like Grillo Jose for everybody. You know how he is like everybody's coming to the Lakers. But he said that there's a chance that he's actually going to the Lakers. So
who?
Oladipo.
Oh, I'll be okay with that. I like him. The thing I like about Oladipo is that he can create off the ball. Like he can do it his own. He doesn't need help creating offense. You know what I'm saying? So
I expected a bigger comeback once he came back.
You still can't you can't ignore Greg Oden. Greg Oden might be the biggest bust because of injuries, but John Wall's problems have not been inconsistent play from him. It's been injuries that have kept him unhealthy and kept him off the court. So I think that's the biggest problem for John Wall. He just couldn't stay healthy. He tore his Achilles, or he had an ACL tear. He's got leg problems, knee problems that have kept him out probably the majority of each of his seasons. So
he injured himself in his own damn house and was out for like a whole year.
I mean, but you think about leg injuries and how players never really bounce back and become who they really are, and you can't really fault a John Wall for something like that. Because look at Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose tore his ACL in back-to-back seasons. He went immediately from MVP, beating LeBron and breaking up his MVP, which he would have got 7 in a row, by the way. So this, back to LeBron being the GOAT, he would have got 7 MVPs in a row had Derrick Rose not won that year. I believe that status is the truth. But he gets injured those 2 seasons, those ACL tears in back-to-back seasons, and his career was over. I mean, he's not over because he still played and he still plays at a good level, but he's not the Derrick Rose that we remember in Chicago. So John Wall had kind of similar problems. He's got knee problems that knocked him out for most of the season. It's hard to come back from stuff like that as an athlete in basketball. Oh, yeah. No, okay. I see what you're saying. I agree with you in that case. So the biggest disappointment for me on this list, especially out of the top 8, I mean, I'm not really surprised with a lot of the standings.
Yeah.
But the biggest disappointment for me is the Dallas Mavericks. To be sitting at number 8, yes, they are Luka is one of my favorite players to watch. He's amazing. He's a stud, and he can do almost anything on the court. And they went, and here's the crazy statistic, Cheney. This is why I think that it's so surprising. I just heard this, so maybe it's not true, but I'm pretty sure it is. The Mavericks last season had the number 1 rated offense. And they didn't really lose anyone big that I can think of. And they're playing, and they're only at the 8th spot. So for me, the biggest disappointment overall in the NBA right now is probably the Mavericks, and just the fact that they're just underperforming. And you just can't really. I don't know what's going on, but they got to figure it out, because I think they could easily be higher. The Spurs just seem to always get there. You know, their best players, DeMar DeRozan, they're just probably the most consistent team in basketball. I don't think they made the bubble last year. I think the last year was the first season that they did not make the playoffs in like 80,000 years. But somehow they just always managed without any superstars. I mean, of course, back in the day with Greg Popovich, they always had, they had Tim Duncan, they had Manu, they had Tony Parker. But they're just, and it probably goes back to Greg Popovich being top 2 coaches of all time.
He's a Bill Belichick of NBA.
Well, you probably give that to Phil Jackson, but outside of Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich. He's and they're probably right here. Like, I think if you give Greg Popovich a superstar and they get one more chip, I think you could probably make the comparison and probably debate that a little bit more. But I guess Phil Jackson, his greatness really comes also from having Jordan and Pippen and Rodman. Like, he won those 6 rings with them too. And I think he might have 1 or 2 more from another team. But anyway, for me, Dallas Mavericks is definitely the biggest disappointment. So, Cheney, from the outside looking in, which team, numbers 9 through 15, do you think has the best chance to make the playoffs, and who do they replace?
I think the Warriors are going to probably end up sneaking in. I mean, they're right there. So, they haven't been playing bad, and I think they'll get their shit together eventually. Steph Curry is going to do Steph Curry things, and James Wiseman is going to be doing what he does. So I think they're going to slip in there. Other than that, if Zion and the Pelicans can do something, I see them going up there. But it'd be pretty upsetting to see, the Mavericks slip.
Yeah,
and get removed by somebody like the Pelicans or something. But if it does happen,
they are. Let's see, in the Western Conference, I mean, Golden State's only a half game back. Memphis is a full game back of Dallas. This is referencing Dallas.
Yeah,
and the Pelicans and the Thunder are both 4 games out. So I mean, it's pretty close. Outside the Timberwolves, who basically have no chance, and Houston and Sacramento are all Minnesota's 7 games back of Dallas, or I'm sorry, 12 games back of Dallas. So they're not going nowhere. That's another disappointing franchise. It is just sad what's happening, because I like Cat a lot, Karl Anthony Towns, and it just feels like the place where careers go to die. Like, Andrew Wiggins ended up out there, and he didn't live up to the hype, and they got Ricky Rubio out there a couple years ago, and he didn't do it. It is just like devoid, and I don't know whether it's coaching, whether it's just talent on the roster. I don't know what's going on in Minnesota, but they got to get that stuff figured out, man. Now D'Angelo Russell's out there, and he's putting up 20 points a game just about. But you think about when he went from the Lakers to Brooklyn, that man was balling out like crazy, and then he ended up going to Golden State, and then from Golden State to Minnesota, and they just can't get it together. And now Anthony Edwards, poor guy, is stuck in there too, and now we're gonna see what happens to his career. So
he's playing well too, but like I'll be pretty upset if being in the Timberwolves makes him just be another Julio Jones.
It's like getting drafted to the Jets. Like, you're not gonna win anything. You're just going to end up playing the game and making money. Like, you're just going to have a good time playing basketball, but you never realistically have a chance. You don't pull an Eli and refuse to play for the team you get drafted for. So but I would agree with you. Probably the Mavericks have the best chance of falling out. I'm actually probably going to give it to the Spurs. I just, because they're devoid of a superstar talent. I mean, they have DeMar DeRozan, but he's at a lower tier all-star at best in his heyday, in his prime in Toronto, and he's years past his prime by now. So I probably would replace the Spurs from the playoff picture, just because I think they're the least talented overall team out of the top 8. And I would give it to the Warriors and maybe the Grizzlies. I would love to let it be the Grizzlies. I would love to see John Morant in the playoffs and see what he could do. They got a lot of young talent in Memphis. So I'd love to see where that talent could take him. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Any final thoughts about the current playoff picture and the standings as of right now? Do you want to see the Bucks again?
Well, actually, Jaylen mentioned it's actually the Yucks now.
Oh, because it cut off. It didn't show the whole B.
It's the Yucks.
Y'all all haters. Just want to throw that out there. All right. Next, let's do a way too early finals matchup prediction. So right now, in the Western Conference, you have you got the Jazz at number 1. You got the 76ers at number 1 in the Eastern Conference. So out of all the teams that we have right now, who do you think is our way too early finals matchup? Who's making it out of the West and who's making it out of the East, Cheney?
I'm going to say...
If you say Celtics, we know you're being biased. Just saying.
I'm non-biased. I would give it to I didn't see a lie.
I don't know about nothing.
I wouldn't know about nothing
because he's still 6'11", with a 7'8" wingspan, and you can't guard that. So I wouldn't say nothing, but I'd say they'd probably be like a 7 seed. I think without Chris Middleton, I think if it was just Giannis, they'd still make the playoffs because Giannis is just that big and dominant. Like you can't. But they would be in the playoffs, but they wouldn't do anything. But they're not going to do anything with them. So
I hope you guys are enjoying Dance Moms in the background.
The background. So way too early finals predictions.
All right. I am going to say Celtics and Lakers.
You're so stupid.
I don't know, but damn, because as of right now, I don't see the Celtics being anywhere near the Eastern Finals. Anything can change, like last year, but we don't have a very.
You got the come on, Austin said it. You got the MVP, Jason Tatum over there. What you mean?
Because the Sixers are a tough team. The Nets are getting their shit together also. So I honestly see them going at the. I don't see the Bucks anywhere. I see the Celtics and the Nets going at East Conference Finals, and literally anything can happen. Nuggets Hornets is my dream, to be honest.
You're wild. No, I hate it. I hate it. That is an awful decision. I mean,
not this year, but I don't hate it.
Give it another, LeBron retires in the next 4 years. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Kawhi's getting up there. You know what I'm saying? But so give it a couple years,
And then
if a traumatic injury happens, if a traumatic injury happens, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, if everyone just dies in the NBA, I can see it happen, but I don't see that happening. So I'm not seeing your prediction happening. But we appreciate it anyway. I don't think that ain't it. That's why it's called a dream, because it's most likely not going to happen.
But anyways,
anything's possible. Anyway, sorry.
I just don't see anybody getting past Lakers for some reason. I just don't see it. And it's not even me being oh, LeBron's the best player in the world. It's just like the Spurs aren't going to, the Mavs aren't going to, the Warriors they're 9th. Let's see, the Suns they don't have Devin Booker now. I
don't think he's here for long. I think he'll probably be back after the All-Star break, but
I don't know. They could surprise, definitely surprise me. But for early, I would say Lakers, Lakers Sixers or Lakers Nets. I would say just like early, because anything could happen by the time the playoffs come. Like somebody could be in there that we didn't even know was gonna freaking be in there. So
I think it's so hard to pick against the Nets in the Eastern Conference. I mean, it's like the Warriors from a couple of years ago. You just have the most talented and best players on the same team. If they lose, you're doing something wrong. Like when Durant joined the Warriors, he joined a 72-win team. I'm sorry, 73-win team. He joined Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, two of the best shooters that the NBA has ever seen. And then you add Kevin Durant, one of the best players of all time, to that list. And you're just adding greatness to greatness. So then you add, you already had Kevin Durant, and you already had Kyrie, and you already had DeAndre Jordan in Brooklyn, and then you added James Harden. And although they did lose some depth from their bench in that trade, you still have three of the best players in the NBA, all top 10 players. Kyrie may be top 15 now in his career, but you've got still top 20 talent in the NBA all on one team, which just is not happening. And those superstars, I mean, the Sixers are probably the best bet to beat them. You got Ben Simmons, who's a good player. You got Joel Embiid, who's a good player. You got some shooters over there in Philly, but I just don't see anyone realistically beating the talent of the Nets. The only thing that the Nets have going against them is defense for me and the ability to really cohesively play together. And I think that the only people that can beat the Nets are the Nets. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to end up beating themselves rather than another team beating them, I think. And unless like a Miami really comes out of nowhere and starts to heat up again, and Hero and Duncan Robinson and Jimmy Butler all start playing like they did last year, I'm really not seeing any real competition to Brooklyn. And then, of course, I think LeBron is the best player to ever play the game of basketball. So it's hard to root against him in anything that he does. And so for me, I got to go with the Lakers. Anthony Davis is out right now. He's injured. He's not playing. So, they're struggling a little bit without having Anthony Davis, who some argue is probably top 5 player in the world, playing with LeBron, who's, again, top 5 player in the world. So you put those two together and they play out of their mind. When LeBron was playing by himself, they lost 4 straight games when he didn't have Dennis Schroeder, who I really like. I've liked Dennis Schroeder actually for a long time since he was still in Atlanta. But without Schroeder, they lost 4 games in a row. The rest of the team just played mediocre at best. And then Schroeder comes back and they win games, and he's putting up 20 points a night. So I don't think that any team can be as consistent or really as good. I don't think I haven't heard the name Kawhi a lot this year. I really haven't heard a lot of Kawhi. Like he's disappeared from in my eyes. Like I'm not really hearing much news or many stats about Kawhi and Paul George. The Clippers, I think the shock and awe of Paul George going to the Clippers last year is kind of over, and everyone's kind of over it. And it's basically the same team as, when we saw Chris Paul get together with Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, and it was Lob City. I mean, I'm not so much worried about the Clippers as a Lakers fan or as a LeBron fan. I'm not so much worried about the Clippers like I was last year. I mean, they're still good. They're 24-14, so they're only half a game up on the Lakers. But I mean, they're a half a game behind the Lakers right now. But still, I'm not really seeing that. That I think they should worry. And maybe it's just they're playing consistent. Maybe that's why we don't hear too much about them. I'm looking up their statistics right now, and Kawhi's he's putting up 26.6 points a game. Paul George 23.7 points. But that's really it. Everyone else is low double digits. Their next leading scorer on the team is Lou Williams with 12.5 points per game. Markieff or Marcus Morris, whichever one it is. Marcus Morris, 12.3 points. Serge Ibaka, 11 points. I mean, they're not really averaging much scoring outside of the two of them. So I just think they've kind of fizzled, and the shock and awe of Paul George going there instead of going back to OKC with Westbrook kind of faded. And so I'm not really too concerned about the Clippers this season. So, so your matchup was Lakers and
Most likely Brooklyn.
So I'm saying the same thing, Lakers and Brooklyn, and
they know Lakers and Celtics, bro.
And I think if you put Lakers in Brooklyn, I got to give the matchup to the Lakers, man. I'm still giving the matchup to the Lakers, even though.
Well, you would because you think that LeBron is Superman.
Well, also you watch LeBron in the playoffs, and it's a different player than when you're in the regular season. It's hard to beat LeBron in the playoffs. So
LeBron versus KD is always a tough matchup.
And they both drop 30 all night every night. But the problem with Brooklyn, you got to still guard Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying?
It really just depends on because when they go against each other, they're both gonna go crazy. So it really just depends on how their teammates do. Because if LeBron's teammates don't do anything, but KD's teammates, go off or whatever, they're winning. But if it happens, the other way,
if we see an Oladipo end up in LA, if maybe we sneak Bradley Beal out of Washington, if we get a shooter. If we get a shooter, someone who just goes crazy on a daily basis in LA, I mean, they, that can contend with Brooklyn's lineup. Although Brooklyn probably still has the more offensive team, I think the Lakers would have a better all around team. So I'm giving to the Lakers. It happens.
Yeah.
All right. Question: do you want to do? Come on, son. Do you have anything that you want to complain about today, or do you just want to move on to the next topic?
We can move on to the next topic.
Move on to the next topic. If it comes up, it comes up.
If it comes up, it comes up.
Heard you. All right. So while we are talking about basketball, let's move on to the All-Star game itself. This weekend, like we said earlier, is All-Star weekend. And so here we have Team LeBron versus Team Durant. Now, this particular matchup is going to have some interesting implications for us in this show. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But here are the teams: Team LeBron versus Team Durant. Excuse me. We have on Team LeBron, obviously LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Jaylen Brown, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, Domantas Sabonis, and Ben Simmons versus Team Durant, who is Bradley Beal, Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum, Mike Conley, who's replacing the injured Devin Booker, James Harden, Zach LaVine, Donovan Mitchell, Julius Randle, Nikola Vucevic, and Zion Williamson. Durant is also not playing in the All-Star game, which is why his name is not in that side. I don't know why is he hurt?
Who?
Kevin Durant. He's not playing in the All-Star game tomorrow.
I don't think he's
tomorrow.
hurt.
So I don't know why he's not playing. I can't remember. I don't remember.
I thought LeBron wasn't going to play because he said he wasn't going to play.
Is he not? Is he not?
No, LeBron's playing.
Oh,
I know you read the name.
I mean, I did put it in there. So
exactly. If KD was playing, you would have read his name also, and you didn't.
Anyway,
no, because LeBron said that it was stupid.
He thought it was stupid. Yeah, I remember that.
So I didn't even think he was going to play, and he's playing. So I don't even know why KD's not playing. Maybe he's really going through it and saying, "No, I'm not playing. It's stupid."
It says that he is injured.
There you go. Again,
there we go.
What is he injured? A finger? Stump?
Probably a leg. I don't know if he's not playing in the All-Star game. It's probably something to do with his legs. He got them long legs, man. They just so fragile all the time. Yeah, for real. All right. So while we're on, I spelled Julius wrong. Jesus.
What did you spell wrong?
I put the I in the wrong place in Julius Randle. I typed it right on here. Look, see on my paper copy, I got it right. You see that? I didn't make, and on this side, look, I didn't make no mistakes on this paper. But when I typed it up again for the stupid document so I could put it on the stupid show, I can't spell nothing. All right, here we go. Anyway, Team LeBron. Julius, that's a new name. Yeah, I'm just getting that's Julius. That's Julius. You know what I'm saying? That's Julius Randle. You know what I'm saying? That's just how you say it when. Yeah. Anyway,
so not the mistake. With
that's not Julius. Randle, that's not Julius. Yeah. All right, Cheney, who has the better All-Star team? In your opinion, Team LeBron, Team Durant?
Well, in my opinion, I think that Team Durant has a great team, but the team, the starting five of the Team LeBron is the Monstars, bro. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah. Yeah, you got the top 5. You got some of the top 5 players in the game. I mean, LeBron, Giannis, and Steph on the same team. I don't care who else you put on the team. They're not losing. There's no reason for that. They're not losing.
And they got Luka, just to add a little bit and then Jokic.
And it's the All-Star game, so they're not playing any defense. So you got the best player, the best shooter in NBA history. It's Steph Curry. You got Giannis, who you just can't stop him regardless. You got LeBron. I mean, how do you stop? You got Dame, who can pull up from half court just for fun, just because he wants to. Sabonis, who's a good shooter. Gobert, if they want to start playing defense, you know what I'm saying? They put him in line, and you're not getting past him and Jokic. Forget about it. So yeah, I think Team LeBron easily has the best team here. That's not even a question to me.
Bradley's a shooter, yeah, but Team Durant looks like a team that they pick just to have fun while they're playing.
Yeah, they just want to have a good
time.
I'm
gonna hook up my homeboys. Let's just hoop a little bit. For me, let's go to the gym.
You're just going to play around a little bit. So we both agree that Team LeBron is the better team. Who is the weakest link on each team? Who do you think is the worst player and doesn't make sense to be on the team? I know my pick. I'm gonna start on Team LeBron. The weirdest pick for me for the All-Star team is Jaylen Brown. I don't understand it. I mean, he's nice.
You must have not seen him play.
But he's not even the best player on his own team.
He puts in work though, because we don't have.
I'm not disagreeing that he does that.
We have a low tier All-Star, which is Jason Tatum. But like the Celtics, it's a very together team. It's never never have like no All-Star, like no like superstar or nothing. It was more. Thank you. I was thinking about. I'll get to it.
Well, we'll say we'll cover that in a second.
I noticed that like we never have a superstar, and sometimes like we'll make playoffs. We play well together, but Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are the ones that mainly stand out the most. So.
It's either Jaylen Brown on Team LeBron or on Team LeBron's Sabonis. I think Sabonis might be an injury replacement also.
Yeah.
But he's a shooter. So like I at least get that the man can shoot. Like he's a 3-point specialist. That's what he does. Everybody else is just like they're there. Jaylen Brown is like
they have
okay.
They have a courtside view of the All-Star game. Congrats.
Yeah. That's all. So what about Team Durant? Who's the weakest link on Team Durant?
I'm kind of agreeing with Brad. Mike Conley. I mean, he's a great player. I don't know why he's on the team. I don't know why he's gonna do much. Because I would like Zach. He's especially for an All-Star game. He's just gonna be dunking all over, which is fun to watch for an All-Star game. Great, Julius Randle.
That's part of why he's part of the reason why the Jazz are playing so well. I think Mike Conley.
Think so?
I think definitely, because I think that he was super underrated as a point guard when he played for Memphis.
Absolutely,
he was super super underrated, and so I'm glad to see him on this team. He's actually. I don't know if you know this, but I actually really enjoy playing with Mike Conley on 2K. He is probably one of my favorite point guards to use in 2K. So I think he's better than a lot of people recognize, and I think that part of the reason that the Jazz are doing so well this season is because he is on that team. And yes, absolutely an All-Star, because he deserved it when he deserved it when he was in Memphis. He should have been an All-Star. I don't know if this is his first All-Star team ever, but
I kind of get what you mean by that. He deserves. I don't know if he was ever an All-Star while he was on Memphis, but he deserved to be. So
yes,
this is just like
and to be fair, he is only an injury replacement. He was not originally a pick. Devin Booker is injured, and Mike Conley is taking Devin Booker's place in the All-Star game and the 3-point contest.
But Mike
Conley?
So
it's Devin. I'm saying that he needs a little bit more respect on his name. That's all I'm saying.
Well, he past.
This is his first All-Star team. This is his first All-Star team.
He deserved more respect on his name when he was in Memphis. No longer.
I mean, he's been in Utah for 2 years, and now look. I mean, they played well enough last year and this year to
I think
so definitely an All-Star in my opinion. I don't know.
I think he's consistent, and like he's a consistently good player, and like you can't go wrong with having a Mike Conley, but like
right.
I mean, I guess it's a good like pickup and replacement for somebody else. So I'm not mad at it.
I mean, on Team Durant, he's clearly the weakest player in terms of All-Star caliber. He's probably the lowest rated player, but I love his game. The only other person I would even remotely look at is Zach LaVine, but I mean, he's got the Bulls in. He's got the Bulls at the 9th seed. So, and he can shoot, he can dunk, he can kind of do it all. So, I mean, you really, I can't really put it too much past him. So, out of those two, I'm probably going to say Mike Conley is the weakest link on that team, but I like him a lot. So, he definitely deserves the spot.
Yeah.
Which team do you think will win the game?
Let's be real.
Team LeBron.
Team Durant, yeah. Imagine
Team Durant.
Because I said they're the Monstars, right? And I'm like, they did lose in Space Jam.
That's a good point.
I mean, I don't know. You might see Jason Tatum do a little bit more than you see him usually. So,
ice in his veins. That's what you're saying. In an All-Star game, ice in the All-Star game. Like, imagine. All right. All right, Jamie. This is I want to issue a bit of a challenge to you. And I didn't talk. We kind of talked about this idea a little bit, but I'm gonna officially make the challenge right here in the middle of AfroLatinos. All right. So All-Star game is tomorrow, right? Tomorrow at 7, 9. I don't know what time the All-Star game is at. I don't really care what time the All-Star game is at, to be honest with you. My challenge is to you, much like our Madden Super Bowl matchup, I think we should play this game out. I think we should play the All-Star game in 2K21. Yes, 2K21. Team LeBron versus Team Durant, and see which one of us can win. And I think we should go live tomorrow and do it. What you think?
I mean, I'm with whatever. You feel me?
All right.
That means yes. Like for those people out there that I'm kidding.
So now we're gonna play this matchup: Team LeBron versus Team Durant. I don't know how we should decide. I don't know. I don't know how we should decide. We'll figure it out, and we will live stream the game tomorrow. But this game, this is the extra challenge, Cheney. I want to issue a special challenge to you in the implication about this game. So I like these matchups that we get to play on Madden, that we get to play on 2K. I like being able to play this stuff out, right?
Right.
So what I think is the winner of this game, this All-Star game matchup, we should play a playoff series head-to-head come NBA Finals time, and play the actual NBA Finals. So let's say our picks, we pick the Lakers versus the Nets, that we play that matchup in the 7-game series, and whoever wins tomorrow's game gets their choice of team come NBA Finals time. So that's my challenge to you, whether you're willing to accept it or not.
I decline. Imagine. No.
Too bad. You're doing it anyway.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Are we doing the series? Like, best out of
tomorrow?
No, well, no, for the
finals?
Finals, yeah.
Best of 7 for the finals. And we can even follow the play. I mean, we can do that. I don't know how we do it all in one day. We can do it on Jugamos on Thursdays. It doesn't matter. We can do it whenever.
Because I mean, I got an idea of making the games. Like I used to play with a friend back in the day. We used to play 3-minute quarters because it makes it more like this. Like you're in the fourth quarter, and it's like a close game. Like, oh shit, I didn't realize there was 2 minutes left in the game, and then it gets really intense. So.
Yeah,
those are quick games, and then we can. I think
like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. I'm cool with that. That sounds great. So let's do it tomorrow.
There you go.
2 o'clock.
Tomorrow, 2 o'clock.
Tomorrow, 2 o'clock. We're going live, playing the All-Star game head to head. Now,
can we do a little later? I gotta do some personal stuff around that time.
What time? You tell me what time. Tell me what time ahead of time so we can make a post about it.
Like 4 o'clock for me.
All right, 4 o'clock. I'm gonna make the post so if you trying to cancel on me tomorrow, I'm gonna say you dipping me. All right, I want everybody to know who's watching right now. If Cheney, he said 4 o'clock on Sunday, March 7th, we playing this matchup. So if for some reason he's late, he's dodging me. He's trying to dip the game. He don't want to play. So everybody knows it now, Cheney.
I'll never dodge a challenge. Fuck no.
I hate you. Now, we got to figure out what team we're playing with. Now, I did win the Super Bowl matchup. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I should get my pick.
That one was like you won by 1 point, but you know what I'm saying?
Hey, a win is a win. You feel what I'm trying to say?
Can you let me finish, please? Shut your mouth. You won by 1 point, right? So like if I lose by 1 point on 2K, I could have done something about that. I could have done a layup. I could have figured it out, fouled you. I could have shot a 3. And Madden's different, but I mean, we'll see. But I'm not losing by 1. I might lose by 5, but I'm not losing by 1.
I don't know because I wanna be. Of course, Team LeBron. I think is the better team, but I don't know. Let's let the audience decide. Maybe we could put up a poll tonight and see, which team should who play with. I don't know how we're gonna figure it out, but we gotta figure it out. Let's figure it out before we get up out of here. What do you think?
What you thinking? What you want?
What team? I'm trying to figure out who gets what team. How do we decide who gets what team?
Oh, LeBron and
should we just play for it?
I'll pick a number between 1 and 10.
Ruby says you'll pick a number between 1 and 10, and we just what? How does that work?
Well, like
because you're picking between like LeBron.
Whoever gets the closest number gets to pick first.
Oh yeah.
I'm cool with that. Let's go.
I won't cheat. I promise. Okay, between 1 and 10. I got it.
I mean, we
got it.
All right, what happened?
She got a number.
All right, she's got a number. All right, go ahead, Cheney. I'm gonna let you pick first.
3.
7.
Well, Aubyn wins. It was 6.
Tragic.
Hey, number 7, the number of perfection. You feel what I'm saying? Well, I'm going with team. I'm going with.
You can have them if you want them. You can't have them if you want them. I am okay. I'm okay. Wait.
I don't know, Janie. I don't know.
I'm telling you right now.
I gotta go with LeBron, bro. I gotta go with Steph and Dame. I can't pass them up. I'll be doing myself. My feelings will be hurt. Hey man, if you want them, you can have them, bro. I really don't care. Him.
I was probably gonna end up picking the Durant team anyway. So hey,
I don't know. I like Team LeBron too much. It just they just got all the players, man. It's just the firepower on that team. So.
It's like when we do a league and he drafts DeAndre Hopkins and Julio Jones because he wants to be the best. Even because being toxic is what you call it. But it's fine.
Who wants to lose? Why would you want to lose? And I drafted a rookie quarterback when I did that.
Realistic.
I drafted a rookie quarterback. I had
I don't hear none of that.
Okay, yeah, but look at Tua in Miami right now.
See, that's different. That's not
He about to
Madden,
get
though.
himself. He about to get himself traded. You feel me?
Can you draft? Can you upgrade
He was like a 7.
Tua
He was like a
in real
70
life?
overall.
Can you upgrade to on real life like you do in Madden?
I mean, he can upgrade himself. He just got to play
That's not
better.
how it works. That's not how it works.
But anyway, I don't care. I guess I'm Team LeBron all the way. Let's get it. So
There you
we'll
go.
see y'all. We will see y'all tomorrow live at 4 p.m. Team LeBron, played by me. Team Durant by Cheney, and we're gonna play this tomorrow and see what happens.
I guess so.
All right, y'all. This has been another great episode of AfroLatinos. We thank you so much for watching us live, all the people who have joined us on this episode today. We also hope that you will tune into our new shows and our new content that we have. We'll see you guys again. We'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. And then we'll see you Tuesday at 8 p.m. for You Think You Know live. We had a great time last week. I'm on the hot seat this week. Cheney's asking me the questions. So tune into that. What? Look who it is, Cheney. Aubyn. Hey. So we'll see you guys Tuesday night at 8 p.m. for You Think You Know. We'll see you Thursday night at 10 p.m. for a new show, Juguemos. Friday, you will see the premiere of AfroLatinos and Amigos. You'll see that episode come out Friday at 1 p.m. And then Saturday, we'll be back at 4 p.m. 4 shows every week. So we'll look forward to having you in the audience.
Right? We're the audacity people, all right?
Chill. So we will see you all tomorrow. We hope you have a great day. We hope you have a great weekend. Be safe, be happy, and just enjoy this weekend. This has been your co-host, Aubyn.
And Chandler.
Peace out, y'all.